Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to a very spooky, a very Halloweenish episode of Native News Today. I am your host, Jason Salzman, along with media coordinator, Evil Falcon from the pits of hell, Miss Jessica McBride here. And we're joined by our buddy, Mr. Frankenstein. You can only see his head. We have the rest of his body spread out in different parts of the Mvskoke media offices. So we are only going to get the neck and head of Mr. Frankenstein here with us. But I assure you that his cranium, his neck are glad to be here with us. So Jessica, thanks for having fun today. You know, this is a little different, of course, but with Halloween coming up, myself, Bruce Wayne, and you decided to put on the costumes and have some fun with it.
Absolutely. You know, we're serious a lot, and this is the one time a year we can kind of lighten things up and have some fun.
We always got to be serious, you know, and it's like, let's have some fun with it, you know. Halloween is Monday. Lots of things to talk about as far as what's going on at Mvskoke Media, but if we can just take a little bit of a break today and have some fun with our audience, we're going to do that. We have something really special for you all a little bit later on in the program, something that's never been done before on Native News Today, something that's never been done before, period. We will have an attempt of an extraterrestrial spirits summoning in the Creek language. You know what I mean? It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to show you all that. And also some other things to pass along. Today, actually going on right now, and we pre-produced this show, so it's taped, but going on this week, which is always a big hit at Creek Nation, the Spook Walk. The kids come around, and it's a big deal over at the Dome, and I really saw some neat costumes over there.
Oh, the kids love it. You know, all the little girls get to dress up as princesses, and then you have the boys as superheroes, and they like to get into it, and then, of course, they get candy, too. So
yeah, and I saw a couple of kids as, like, two Rockford Peaches, you know, from A League of Their Own.
Awesome.
Girls' baseball movie. Which was great. Tom Hanks was fantastic in that. But that was a neat costume. I saw that, and all those kids, you know, every year there's a couple that I'm just like, awesome costume, and then the rest are really nice too, but then there's a couple that always kind of stick out. So that's going on over at the Dome. So the Creek Nation definitely gets in the spirit of the spookiness and the candy, and it's really for the kids. It's really a lot of fun, and even though it is for the kids, us adults, you know, get in on the action and dress up a little bit too. So lots of fun here going on at Mvskoke Media today as part of Native News Today. As we often do when we're in the newsroom set instead of the Native News set, we like to run you down with some of the stuff that we have going on the website. And right now, one of our top stories, of course, or one of our top features is the Council House being decorated for fall. Wanted to mention about the Council House because it'll be a focal point of our show today as far as the main feature and the main attraction of today's Halloween episode being the Council House. It's decorated for fall. They did a nice job with it. If you can see some of the pictures that are on the website, Siobhan does a wonderful job over there. Chris Hasbell too, all of them making sure that it's not only a big part of the Creek Nation, but a big part of Okmulgee downtown too.
Right, it's part of the community, and it's really the focal point of Okmulgee, and so they've got it all decorated out, pumpkins and hay bales and things like that. It looks really nice.
Yes, and I was going to say too, what's so neat about the Council House now and really the square area is if you walk around downtown Okmulgee, you'll now hear music being played on the square. You can walk down there with your children. I went and took my kids the other day around the square, and you know, read them a little bit of the history about the council house. Now, granted, they weren't as interested as maybe one day they will be, but I'm trying to instill in them at a young age the history of where we live, and the history of our tribe, and what took place in that building. So that was neat to be able to show, and you have the music playing in the background on the four corners of the square. Got the a lot of great ambience out there. So it's nice fall, leaves changing, just a really nice time of year on the square. And speaking of on the square, Monday coming up, which is Halloween Day, if you're in the Altmalgi area, the council house, the square there in downtown Altmalgi, will be hosting the annual Scare on the Square, which is, it's done by Altmalgi Main Street, City of Altmalgi. They all do a good job pulling together Altmalgi Rising, new downtown citywide initiative. And it's a safe alternative for kids that you want to take them into one spot. You don't go to a bunch of different houses. Back in our day, you just walked around you went up to different strangers' yards, things like that. Living in a little bit different time now, I would say, to where you can never be too cautious. So it's a safe alternative. Basically, one spot there, plenty of kids inflatables, candy, stuff to do, lots of fun games out there. It's sort of a carnival feeling, we're out there on the square. So Scare on the Square coming up, that is Monday night in Altmalgi, and I believe it starts around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So you get off work, you take your kids out there. A lot of people will be looking to have a good time. I know I'll probably be taking my girls and look for a little Yoda, a little 3-year-old Yoda, and an 8-year-old Rey from Rey, the main protagonist in the new Star Wars film. So we got we mixed in a little bit of the old with a little bit of the new, and I think we got a good mix there with the Salzman girls this year. So should be lots of fun, lots of things going on, and we'll get to that more on as we take our very first break today. We are going to take this first one. Please don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we have and sorry for the Halloween pun, we have a very special treat for you all at home with our Halloween special edition feature story this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Native News Today.
It's more than just an associate degree. It's a life-changing experience.
You'll see a lot of cultural features here on the campus. You'll see a symbol of the mound, which goes back to the history of Mvskoke people as being in that Mississippian time period, that mound building society. That really welcomes our students whenever they first get here.
The college in itself is beyond the building, is the people.
They're passionate, very passionate about what they teach, and it shows whenever they're teaching.
The instructors and the administration, they really believe in their students here.
After a couple classes, I began to notice that it kind of felt as if I were returning back to something that had been lost for like a long time. As I learned more about the history of my people, to discover that there were very many great people that did a lot of good things for their people, for their nations, and that those people were American Indian and Native American, it kind of brings out a sense of pride that was not really there before.
There is a future for our people.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Mvskoke Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
In reintegration.
It's for Creek. It's for the indigenous people in our area.
Get your heart rate going, your blood flowing, and break a little sweat.
Everyone ready? All right, here we go.
Creek Fit is a exercise program that was implemented for the tribe. It was beginning just to spark interest and to retain the group. We was shooting for a small group in the beginning. Now we've grown into a monster.
It provided me an open door to get back into shape and to start taking my health serious. The past 3 years, I was out of commission, didn't work out, so a lot of medical surgeries and stuff. So when Creek Fit came about, it was the perfect opportunity to get me back into the gym. The things we do, you just won't regularly do that if you go to the gym. It pushes you to go harder, to do more.
Most of it is bodyweight exercises. We've added med balls for the weight component to add a little bit more variation to what we do here. Most of all, we just maintain motivation. It's a very community-oriented program.
I was really proud. When I dropped 10 pounds, lost about 5 inches off my waist.
People have lost weight, lost inches, improved lives. There's been several testimonies saying like they've reversed their type 2 diabetes, which is a huge goal of mine. People who are blood sugars come down, people are off their medicines. People come in on the weekly that come in, they're new, they want to try the class out, they don't like it, they love it. If you don't like one class, you'll love the other. If you don't like that class, come to the next one. I promise you'll have a great experience.
It's just so rewarding, and overall it makes you feel better as a person. You're more confident.
The cool thing to see is people are believing in themselves. They've established some inner confidence. That's kind of what goes hand in hand with exercise, and glad to be a part of it.
Things that I wanted to see as a kid that I didn't see, that's definitely what I make now. Popular culture things with a native slant to it, I guess. I kind of believe that if you tell someone they're good at something, they'll believe it and they'll start thinking they're good and start doing it better. So I think that's what happened with me with art. So I guess it's a two-layered thing. I still want to make things that I think are cool, but I also hope to make things that make people think. I thought, why are you trying to make a film? You didn't go to film school. It doesn't look like a movie. Because I make things from an indigenous standpoint. I just hope that people understand where my heart is when I made it. I truly try to make this for the people. If you have a dream, you can do it.
And welcome back to Native News. Today I am here with an elderly gentleman with sunglasses on. I seem to have turned into an alien over the break. Now listen, if for the faint of heart, here comes disclaimer. This may be a little scary for some of you folks at home. For the first time ever, electronic voice phenomenon. All right, what does that mean to you? Well, what that means to you is you need to know that this is done by going into areas that may or may not be haunted, using audio recording devices to see if there are any reactions to questions. And for us, this is historic because not only is it in the historic council house, But for the first time ever, somebody is going to be doing EVP recording entirely in the Creek language. As we look back on the story of Timmy Jack, the last execution on the council house grounds. We will explain a little bit in this story coming up, but essentially, Timmy Jack was executed there on the grounds. We wanted to explore if the spirit of Timmy Jack may still be there, and if it is, we wanted to see if we could capture it using EVP, like a lot of other shows have done, Ghost Hunters, things like that you've seen probably. But I guarantee you've never seen it entirely in the Creek language. And that's what we did here on Native News Today. We're all about groundbreaking. We're all about doing things that's never been done before. So, without further ado, we hope that you enjoy this first time ever on this show, first time ever that we know of, EVP recording entirely in the Creek language, as we look at the story of Timmy Jack and explore the possibility of his spirit still lingering around the council house.
The Mvskoke Creek Nation Council House. A Creek cultural icon and site of innumerable cultural and political events. It was listed as a national landmark by the National Park Service in 1961. Every year, the Mvskoke Creek Nation Festival features this historic landmark with an art market on the council house grounds. But for decades, these same grounds served a darker purpose. From 1867 to 1896, the council house grounds was the official site of public executions carried out according to Mvskoke law. The last execution carried out in this location was that of Timmy Jack. On January 1st, 1896, a Yuchi named Timmy Jack attended a stomp dance. During the course of the evening, Timmy Jack became inebriated and had a confrontation with another Yuchi named James Brown. This fight resulted in Timmy Jack stabbing the man to death. Timmy Jack was found guilty of murder by the Mvskoke Creek Nation District Court and was sentenced to be shot on the council house grounds by his friend Pleasant Berryhill, the sheriff of Okmulgee County. Does Timmy Jack's spirit still haunt these grounds? What other echoes of the past reverberate in this historic landmark? In an effort to answer these questions, Mvskoke media obtained admittance to the council house after hours and attempted to capture the voices of any spirits haunting the structure by utilizing electronic voice phenomena, or EVP. The Mvskoke Creek Language Program provided Mvskoke media with a list of questions in the Mvskoke language, which would have been the language spoken by Timmy Jack.
Timmy Jack, Chinponeeren Puyatstos, Atija? Timmy Jack, Chinponeeren Puyatstos, Atija? Te Rathnomat Bonbonayas. Te Rathnomat Bonbonayas. Ya Nithi Isted Ata. Ya Nithi Isted Ata. İste donca. İste donca. Yanithi iste ata. Yanithi iste ata.
Este donja. Este donja.
Yaniti iste ata. Timija chinponeiren puriachtos aticha.
Yanithi este ata. Yanithi este ata.
Yaniti iste ata. Dead hath no mat, bon bonias. Arthitchin no what, e hitchqueegis. Timmy, Articha, Teda, no ma, bon bonias.
Teda no mat, bon bonias. Teda no mat, bon bonias.
Arthitchinoa, e hitchqueegis. Arthitchinoa, e hitchqueegis. Iste donja. Iste donja.
Timmy, Arthitcha?
Over the course of the investigation, dozens of still photographs, videos, and EVP recordings were made. Upon returning to Mvskoke Media Studios, the team examined each individually to see if there were any anomalous images or sounds. Photographer Darren DeLon took these photographs within a space of a few seconds. One shows the north entrance to the council house without anything unusual. The second shows the same scene with a strange ball of light sitting on the ground next to the entrance. Could this image be evidence of a spirit roaming the grounds of the council house, waiting at the door to be let into the proceedings as it did when it was alive? The team also searched through audio recordings to try and find any evidence of spoken language. And while they were unsuccessful, several strange moans were recorded.
Ahitsinoma, hit squeeges. Ahitsinoma, hit squeeges. Ahitsinoma, hit squeeges.
In the absence of more definitive evidence, it is impossible to state that the council house is occupied by spiritual entities definitely. The question of who or what roams the grounds will remain a mystery for now.
Jessica, you've been skinned alive. Oh my goodness. This is freaky. I'm not going to lie. We look crazy. But everybody out there, we hope that you have enjoyed not only our wonderful feature there, and I want a big thanks to everybody that made it happen, from the wicked, twisted mind of Jared Moore, our resident Rob Zombie, comes that little production that you saw there. But it couldn't have happened without all the people that took part in that, and that was Daniel Roberts, our own Mvskoke Media graphic designer here, playing the part of Timmy Jack for us. Also, Mark Abbott from our Mvskoke Creek Nation Public Relations Department. The only guy I know at the complex that has a SAG card, I think. So we had to get him in on some acting. So Mark does a great job, and he was so gracious to come over and play the part of Jared. Give me that name again of the gentleman, James Brown.
James Brown.
Yeah, James Brown. Ow! Sorry, that was terrible. James Brown. So Mark Abbott played him, and then also we had Gary Fife, the melodic tones of Gary Fife, as the voiceover, and he did a wonderful job recording that for us, and as well as Darren DeLon with me and Jared there recording at the council house. And a big shout out to Miss Hicks and Miss Barnett and everybody over at the language program for helping us out with that. Doing a fantastic job always, and always wanting to be a good sport and help us out with stuff when we do fun stuff like this. So we had a great time doing all that, and hey, if you want to check that out, and you saw it here, and you're like, I got to show somebody that, or I got to see that again, which you probably will, go to our YouTube channel. It's right there. Keep going to MvskokeMedia.com. Lots of great things up on there, including a grave digging story that we did feature there. Also, like we said, the council house decorations, and then the New Yucca Bridge being redone, replaced, picked up. I don't know if you can speak after being skinned alive, but I'm taking over here. But go see us on MvskokeMedia.com. Scare on the Square Monday for Halloween. Everybody have a safe and happy Halloween from everybody here at Mvskoke Media. We'll see you next time.